this meeting to order. Please rise and join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated. Okay, first thing on the agenda is the roll call and announcement of quorum. Alderman Smith. Alderman Quinn.
Here.
Alderman Snyder.
Here.
Alderman Saunders. Alderman Simpson. Alderman Osborne. Here. We do not have a quorum.
She's 20 minutes out.
Excuse me?
She's 20 minutes out.
20 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, what we'll do is we will move directly into a short town hall meeting. Tonight we are honored with the presence of several members of the VFW, the Veterans of Foreign War. Our local chapter, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, was formed on August 19, 1945, which was just a very few days after the end of World War II. And when I read the history, I looked at all the dates, and I understand that there is some discussion as to when World War II actually did end. Most, I think, agree on the 15th. If I'm wrong, you historians can correct me. But I thought it very interesting that our local chapter formed so few days after the end of World War II. And I want to thank each and every member here that served in the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and any other war in between for your service. I myself am a United States Marine Corps veteran. I saw no combat. I had great service. It was easy. And yeah, I would do it again in a heartbeat. It was an honor. So having said that, I will now stand and read aloud a proclamation. And if I stutter,
Just put that microphone on.
can I put it on here?
Yep, that's great.
If I stutter, excuse me. The City of Monroe City Proclamation by His Honor Mayor Ronald E. Miller, a proclamation recognizing the VFW Post 424. 4240. Very good. So, whereas the Veterans of Foreign War of the United States is the nation's oldest and largest organization of combat veterans, comprising men and women who have bravely served and defended our nation in foreign wars and conflicts. And whereas VFW Post 4240, located in Monroe City, Missouri, has been an integral and vibrant part of the Monroe City community for many decades. And whereas the members of VFW Post 4240 have made extraordinary personal sacrifices to protect our freedoms, continue their selfless service through dedicated community and veteran support programs. And whereas VFW Post 4240 is recognized for its vital role in honoring our fallen heroes through memorial services, including providing military funeral honors, and for its commitment to youth education through programs like the Voice of Democracy and Patriots Pen competitions, local scholarships, and for supporting local active duty military families and veterans in need. Excuse me for 1 second, please. Whereas the VFW's enduring mission is to foster comradeship through U.S. veterans of overseas conflicts, to serve our veterans, the military, and our communities, and to advocate on behalf of all veterans. Where it is fitting and proper that citizens of Monroe City, Missouri formally recognize and express their deepest gratitude to the members of VFW Post 4240 for the distinguished service to our country and their dedication to our community, like their courtesy van donated to the airport, and especially with their recent monetary donations of thousands of dollars to several civic organizations. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Ronald Miller, Mayor of the City of Monroe City, Missouri, do hereby recognize the members of VFW Post 4240, past and present, and urge all citizens to join in expressing our profound thanks and appreciation for their patriotism, their service, and their unwavering commitment to the ideals of democracy. In witness thereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Monroe City, Missouri to be affixed this 23rd day of October, 2025. Thank you, each and all, and thank all of you for attending this evening for this honor to our local VFW Post.
Would it be possible just to get a photo with the proclamation and the members?
I'd be glad to.
I'm so sorry to interrupt one of your news, so my apologies. But we feel this is very important.
How do you want to stage this?
You in the center?
Thank you for your patience, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Good.
All right, just bear with me. You could just hold your position there. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Congratulations, one and all, for your service.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your service. Anthony, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think we were all on the same.
Programming us.
Well, unfortunately, we currently, we get to do this all over again. All right, let's start over. Let's begin again, if you will, with the roll call. Alderman Smith.
Present.
Alderman Quinn. Alderman Snyder.
Here.
Alderman Saunders. Absent. Alderman Osborne.
Here.
We have a quorum, so we'll now proceed. Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate it.
No, sorry.
Oh, it happens to the best of us. Okay, so first thing on our agenda tonight is to review and approve the minutes of October 9th, 2025 Board of Aldermen meeting. You'll find it in your packet on the top. We have a motion on the floor to approve the meeting minutes from the October 9th, 2025 board meeting. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the meeting minutes of the Board of Aldermen meeting from October 9th, 2025. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay and raise your hand. The ayes have it. The motion carries. The minutes are approved. Moving right along, we have the mayor's report. I would love to say I'll be brief, but I may not be. Okay, this last week we finalized signatures on the DNR grant for emerging contaminants. That grant award is relative to our engagement with Klinger and Associates to perform a study of our water for emerging contaminants. That's something new that comes out quite often with DNR's ongoing and continuing changes to assure that our drinking water supply is, in fact, healthy and safe. And Klinger's in the process of doing that. What I would call good news is that the water plant upgrades that we've verbalized in regards to several times are nearly complete, with a possible startup of sometime perhaps midweek next week, and George will probably give us a better update on that. In addition, I have some additional news relative to our budget, and I don't know if it's ever been done before, so we're going to maybe breaking some new ground. But we're in the process of doing our budget review. Last year, because of many constraints, we weren't able to get the budget approved until February. We're shooting for, or not shooting for, we have to have it done by November 14th because we're changing our enterprise software over to the BSNA, and that has to be done before we can make that transition, which is December 1st. Okay, good enough. I'm close. So anyway, one of the things that we have observed, this may or may not come as a shock to some people. We're going to be starting out with our general revenue fund with a negative balance of $136,000. Our gas department is going to be starting out with a negative balance of $139,748. Our water department is going to be starting out with a negative balance of, an ending balance of negative $35,595. And for the 25-26 budget, we project the sewer, these are all projections, I apologize. Well, sewer projection will be a negative $203,404. Now, one of the things that's really driven that issue with the sewer is for the previous year, and we have no reason to believe we're going to make any substantial changes. The additional charges for chemicals for the water treatment plant were $90,000 over what was planned. Hopefully, once we switch to the chloramines, the cost of chemicals will be reduced. Another important item of note when it comes to the sewer plant is that the debt service for the sewer plant, this includes the sewer line improvements that were made a few years ago, plus a new sewer plant that went online in 2022. That service annually is $574,592. So you put it all together, and you can see why we might have some challenges ahead of us. Again, these are all budget projections for 25-26. We've definitely got some work to do in general revenue. We're going to have to look at gas rates, and with answer bus about it. We're going to have to take a good look at water to see if there's any opportunities to reduce our costs. And in sewer, we've got work to do, and I do not know what the answer is going to be at this point in time. We will be working with department heads ongoing to address the budget shortfalls and any potential impacts to services. So there you have it, and that concludes my report. City clerk's reports, next thing on the agenda.
So you should have that in your packets, along with the bank balances and the current revenue expense report. Just the items regarding our BSNA. Right now, we're having weekly calls to make sure we're still in line with our December rate go live on that. The audit is finally happening. There's a SharePoint that they've given me access to, and I've asked them to be included on that as well, so we can get some documents to them before their arrival. And then we do have a call with them on October 28th, just regarding some other items. And from my understanding, they will be here in-house November 24th and 26th. So they go like done before we get there. I just want to reiterate again about our budget. We must have that passed by November 14th. We're supposed to keep in line with BSNA and move forward with the software. We have to have that in place. The .gov transition, Tigerhawk was on site earlier this week. Me and the mayor sat in. They had a lot of helpful information, and they went over their renewal with us for the upcoming year. And whenever we're ready to just tell them to hit the switch, we can go to the .gov domain.
It was interesting, a very interesting conversation I might butt in. The .gov does not necessarily ensure additional security, which is, I thought, surprising information, because that's kind of why we went that way. But fortunately, we have our IT contractor, I guess you would call it, has done a very good job of securing our systems right now. So hopefully we're safe.
He provided an analysis and breakdown of our systems right now, and he's very pleased with where everything's at, and feels everything is real secure with us right now. All the properties that we sold, they have been paid for, and the mayor did go to the Monroe County Courthouse and got those recorded this week, so that's all complete now. As soon as we get, well, I've got a copy that I can send them, and then they will send us the original once everything's completed. That's all I have.
Kind of interesting. We had a talk with our IT provider that they send out, for a reason, phishing emails to our mailboxes to see if we, I guess you would use the word, would fall for it. And it wasn't 100%, but they'll be providing additional training as we go forward.
Very close to 100%.
Very close. And no, it wasn't me. Anything else?
No, that's all.
All right. Next thing on the agenda, folks, is the city attorney's report.
I'll be brief. A lot of what I worked on we'll get to later in the meeting. We've got 2 ordinances to discuss and hopefully pass. Additionally, I'm on the nuisance committee. Didn't see them listed on the agenda, so I think everybody's aware of it. But there's a nuisance committee now, so we had our first meeting. We've identified some properties to work on, and we'll get the police department on a lot of the junk in town. So hopefully we start to see some changes with that. So that's all I've got.
Very good. Can we go ahead and place the nuisance committee within our council committee report section? All right. Next thing we have on the agenda is authorized guest speakers. Kim Spalding.
I speak from here, I'll be short as well.
Oh, that's fine.
I was told that I need to come here to explain what I'm wanting, regarding the cemetery. Jeff and I are wanting to purchase 2 plots, and the ones that we were initially wanting are taken, so, after going out there, we talked about me and Penny, and I had conversed a little bit. Anyway, I'm wanting to know if you would be willing to open up the section that has nobody in it at this point.
Second edition, D.
Block 1, number 31 is where my parents are buried, my dad, and I will be buried, and I am asking for the addition block 2, the new second edition block 2. The number 1.
It's across the road from what's present there.
There's nobody at this time.
Nobody's in there. No.
Is it plotted out though? Is it platted out?
No. It don't have pins in it yet. Neither is it. The first one, where her parents are buried, that's not completely pinned down. We pinned some, but not all of them. And then where she's talking is across the road from them in that grassy strip, which is going to be a cemetery someday.
Just directly across from it.
It's already mapped, it just ain't been pinned for the roads.
What additional tasks are required to enable that being
Well, since that's a
platted?
different addition, we'll have to make the round plat with the numbers on them and measure it out every 5 feet and pin them. So what would it take? We got the tool and die to make them, but we'd have to make new ones and then go out there and do it. String line it every 5 feet. And go.
Rodney, how are we on space in the area of the cemetery that we already have?
You got a lot of room. It's not half.
And it's not close to this area that she's talking about?
Yeah, it's past the area Kim's talking about. But the whole of the road is probably not quite half full. But where she's talking about, her parents are, that's full. Because the second road, we're in road 2, second edition.
But the area she's requesting is eventually going to be cemetery.
Oh, yeah.
So,
It's already mapped, it's on the map. A lot of it.
so what we have is we have someone who's asking to purchase plots in close proximity to their loved ones. It's that simple. Am I wrong?
I'm sorry.
I said we have someone who wants to purchase plots that are in close proximity to their loved ones.
Correct,
It's that simple.
correct. Very simple.
So it would require just a little bit of probably. It's always easy for me to say that, right, Rodney? Just a little bit. But
You run the string line.
certainly not an insurmountable task, is it? It's not an insurmountable task, is it?
No.
So at the end of the day, it's not a lot of additional work on our part.
Yeah, we just have to get the starting point of that new section
Okay.
and go from there.
So correct me if I'm wrong. It's not. Is it currently laid out on a map?
It's on the map, yeah.
Are the individual?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Just ain't got
Just
the
need a
pins
motion to
in,
do
make
so?
it easy.
Excuse me.
Do you need a motion to do so, or what do you?
I believe the correct answer is yes. We need to have. Do we need to have a motion to make this happen? I don't understand. I may have been told, but don't
Do a
recall.
motion to open that section for sale, and she could be the first person to buy it.
Very good. So yeah, make a motion, Lori. We have a motion on the floor to. What's the correct terminology for that area?
Was it section
Second
2?
edition, block 2.
Block 2. Second.
One more time. Section 2,
Section edition, block 2.
second edition, block 2.
Only thing I would encourage is hopefully you'll sell what you got. Fill that up first. Fill that up as much as you can.
Does this?
Kim's got a different situation here.
You're just saying if someone just comes in to buy a plot.
Yeah, try to fill that.
But
Yeah.
you have a special.
Right.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the sale of burial plots in the second edition, block 2. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the sale of burial plots in the second edition, block 2. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All who oppose say nay and raise your hand. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Kim, how many plots is it need?
Did I need to? Okay.
Moving right along, we did the proclamation for VFW Post 4240 earlier. And even though we did do that, I would like to take the time to thank Mr. Sid Buckman for his efforts in putting the information together, working with the members of VFW Post 4240. Putting that proclamation together, I think it was very well done, and I certainly enjoyed reading it. I do apologize for the broken voice, but hey, it happens. All right, next thing we have on new business is Bill number 7. We're actually going to have two different ordinances we're going to be looking at tonight. First would be Bill number 7. Bill number 7 is an ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022, which was or is an ordinance establishing 2 three-way stops within the corporate limits to the city of Monroe City, Missouri. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the city of Monroe City, Missouri as follows. That Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022 of the city of Monroe City is hereby repealed. Now, for those who do not recall the conversations, this would remove the 2 stop signs on Oak Street running north and south where it junctions with Court Street. It would remove those 2 stop signs. That would be the only 2 stop signs removed. The justification behind that is to reduce the stopping of heavily loaded trucks on that street, which we believe to have been contributing to the degradation of that intersection by stopping or attempting to stop vehicles with a significant amount of weight and or mass. So we're hoping that by removing those 2 stop signs, we do not impact the safety of that area or that intersection, but hopefully have a positive impact on maintaining that road, which we just repaved last week. And I think we didn't do this in this ordinance, but we will probably likely come back, and I don't know if we have to do it by ordinance. The chief of police is not here. He is our traffic control officer. We may be putting in a sign that is relative to, what was it, Adrian? Children at play.
There's already one.
I think it's
There's one there on one direction.
In one direction, but we need to change that and have one on the opposite direction too.
Add a second one.
Okay. And we can certainly address that later. So there you have it, folks. That's an ordinance to get rid of those 2 stop signs, to say it plainly and simply. Do we have a motion to do this?
2 stop signs.
Yes, it's 2.
Yes.
What Section 2 does, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Right, what Section 2 says is it creates a 3-way stop. So we're repealing that section in its entirety.
It says 2 three-way stops.
But we didn't
Well, you have to
repeal the
understand
entire ordinance.
There's a section 1 and a section 2. Section 2 deals with the intersection at Mill Street.
Okay.
Section
But
2
it's staying
deals with
right.
the interstate, with the intersection at Fort.
We're leaving one on the street. Right?
Absolutely. That's what we'll do. That's what needs to control we do the last time we discussed that. So we have a motion. We have a motion on the floor to approve Bill number 7, an ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022, an ordinance establishing 2 three-way stops within the corporate limits to the city of Monroe City, Missouri. Do we have a second?
I'll say it.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve Bill number 7, an ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022, an ordinance establishing 2 three-way stops within the corporate limits to the city of Monroe City, Missouri. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, please say nay or no, and raise your hands. Second reading. An ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022, an ordinance establishing 2 three-way stops within the corporate limits to the city of Monroe City, Missouri. Is there a motion for the second reading?
I'll make a motion.
We have a motion for the second reading. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second for the second reading of Bill number 7, an ordinance repealing Section 2 of Ordinance 09-2022, ordinance establishing 2 three-way stops within the corporate limits to the city of Monroe City by voice vote.
Alderman Smith,
Yes.
Alderman Snyder,
Yes.
Alderman Osborne,
Yes.
Alderman Saunders,
Yes.
Alderman Flynn. Yeah.
The ayes have it, the motion carries, the ordinance is passed. This one's a lengthy one. As you are aware, many of you, we, within the last few months, modified our ordinance relative to how we may manage nuisances within the city of Monroe City, whether it be vehicles, lawns, houses. And as we've gone through that process, we have observed omissions, I might say, within our ordinances that have created roadblocks. So we will continue to work with our legal counsel to remove the roadblocks with the goal of improving our ability to address nuisances when they're observed and moving forward with their abatement. What we have before us now is Bill number 8, an ordinance creating section 42.12.280 of the Monroe City Municipal Code, an ordinance authorizing city officials to enter and inspect premises. Be it ordained by the Board of Aldermen of the City of Monroe City, Missouri as follows. Section 1, subject to constitutional limitations, the building inspector and all police officers of the city are hereby authorized to enter upon any premises in the city which are used for carrying on any public business under license from the city where there is reason to believe that a nuisance as defined herein exists. A, the acceptance of a license from the city shall constitute consent to such entry. B, if any premises are not used for carry on of public business under license from the city, then the building inspector or police officer shall be empowered to seek an administrative search warrant from the Monroe City Municipal Court if there is a reasonable belief that a nuisance as defined in this chapter exists. C, the building inspector shall have such duties and obligations as set out in this chapter. Police officers shall have the duty to report to the building inspector any condition which they believe causes a building to be dangerous or unsafe. And of course, Section 2 simply states that this ordinance shall be in full force and effect from and after the date of its passage. Are there any questions pertaining to Bill number 8? Board, please.
So 42.12 is our building nuisance code. So hazardous buildings, dangerous buildings. We didn't have an ordinance allowing the building inspector or the police to go in and take pictures of a dangerous building. So if we're going to go through with the condemnation process, they need to be able to go inside and see the structural issues that are going on inside. I mean, we all know nuisances in town. You can look at it from the street and say, yeah, it's in bad shape. But this allows them to go inside so that if we have a contested nuisance hearing, we have photos of the inside showing the foundation, structural issues, and we're allowed to, it gives us the ability to better document problems that are happening in some of these houses or buildings, or commercial buildings. So this is a model from, what's that?
So this is for commercial only? This has nothing to do with residential, which is 98% of our issue.
That's section B, section 1B. If it's a residential property, we get administrative search warrant on the court to go in there.
The the wording legalese is perhaps not easily recognizable, but if any premises are not used for carry-on public business under license, then you are required to get a warrant from the municipal court in order to enter that property, which, John?
We'll take care of it, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Board members, any questions?
I guess like normal, you kind of check some existing.
Yeah, this is from other towns, that in the state that have used this ordinance.
Are you the Monroe City Municipal Court?
No, that would be Judge Smith, in Paris, who also handles our municipal court.
Okay.
Marion County's been using this, and Palmyra, and I think Campbell as well.
Using the same process.
Through you or through Nicole? Me. Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Does Monroe County Court cover properties in Marion and Ross County as well?
They do for municipal court. If there's an issue, we can just send it to those counties as well.
Good
But
question.
no, there's an order combining all of our, anything in the city limits goes to the Monroe City Municipal Court, which is the Monroe County Association.
I think that the steps that we took earlier this year by reinstating portions of section of 42, section 42, that somehow got omitted when the 2022 codification of the codes occurred. No one knows what happened or how that happened, but that ordinance was modeled after another ordinance in another northeast Missouri city, and that ordinance had already, I'm not sure what the correct terminology is, but had already survived a court battle as to its legality, correct?
Right.
So,
And to give everybody an example, a lot of the houses, I was talking to another city attorney who's used this. If you look at them from the outside, yeah, they look bad, but if you're going to court to defend it, you don't have a lot of evidence. But if you go inside, a lot of the floors are gone. You can see all the other problems in the building that make it a hazard. So it's giving us more tools if we do get challenged to be able to support our case and say, yes, these are the pictures, this is why the house needed to come down. Because there, like I said, a lot of times you can't see the extent of damage from the street.
Do you need a motion?
I would entertain, yes, I would entertain a motion to approve bill number 8. We have a motion on the floor to approve bill number 8, an ordinance creating section 42.12.280 of the Monroe City Municipal Code, and ordinance authorizing city officials to enter and inspect premises. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor for the first reading of bill number 8, and orders creating section 42.12.280 of the Monroe City Municipal Code, and orders authorizing city officials to enter and inspect premises. All in favor say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed say nay or no and raise your hand. The ayes have it. The first reading is approved. Is there a motion for a second reading of bill number 8?
I'll make the motion.
We have a motion on the floor for the second reading of bill number 8. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve bill number 8, an ordinance creating section 42.12.280 of the Monroe City Municipal Code, an ordinance authorizing city officials to enter and inspect premises by voice vote.
Alderman Schneider?
Yes.
Alderman Osborne.
Yes.
Alderman Saunders.
Yes.
Alderman Quinn.
Yes.
Alderman Smith.
Yes.
The yeses have it. The motion passes. Bill number 8 is passed. The next thing we have on the agenda is to review and approve the annual renewal with our IT partner, Tiger Hawk. Danette, would you like to expand on this?
Sure. So when JR was here the other day, talking with us, like I said, he went over, had an analysis, breakdown of anyone that uses their computer on our network, showing any preserved risk or threats or something like that. Everything looks really good. This would be for another complete renewal, and it's approximately a 10% increase from last year. It does include one more computer they've added for coverage. While they were here talking with us, they went over some ideas with us about potential savings on cell phone bills, even maybe in-house, some updates to our phones in-house where we could possibly save as well. So Cindy, I know, sent some information over to them today on that, and we're hoping we can get something done there as well. But I'm pleased with what they've done so far. I haven't had any issues. If anyone else has had any issues, I really haven't heard much. I mean, the way you submit a ticket to Tiger Hawk is real simple, and they're pretty quick to get back to us on every hearing. But yeah, for instance,
Today was like 20 minutes.
we submitted the ticket today regarding the setup of the projector, and they called us. It was 10, 15 minutes. It was really quick.
So what kind of services does this cover? I mean,
It's all the Microsoft.
so like your Excel and Word licenses, stuff like that.
Email.
Email, okay.
Other cloud backups and firewalls, et cetera.
So like security things too.
Mhm.
For that.
Yeah. Phishing simulation.
Is this the total here on the last
Per
page?
month.
And it's the same package that we're currently on.
Correct.
The renewal. Yeah.
One of those services where it's, all this stuff is going on in the background, you're not really aware that it's going on. And, but when you need it, you need it. And usually when you need it, it's because you're in trouble. You've got a problem that you need to have addressed. And they address it very quickly. I'm not gonna mention trade names or business names, but I would suggest that they provide a excellent service.
And right now they're upgrading any of our Windows 10 to Windows 11. A lot of the stuff they handle remotely. There are occasions, of course, they have to come on site.
And we switched to them from a different place
Yes, we did.
previously, and we got much better service from.
Night and day.
The cost for an individual ticket that we were paying would shock you.
Yeah. And these, the tickets, the remote tickets
Do you-
are all unlimited.
You remember what it cost to have the email address changed? $40.
$40.
Oh, he's talking about when you had to get your password reset when it was still there.
Yes,
That was
or
like
when you needed to
150.
add a user basically,
Gallons of thing tanks.
You're happy with that, right?
I
Yeah.
was thinking it was like,
You like that?
Yeah, but we don't want to.
You're happy.
What?
We don't do one here.
No, we
Well,
just
what
said
do
we don't do that.
price?
We run into a
I don't
little
want to go green.
situation.
Oh,
Right.
Other times,
Answer that question.
I mean, if we.
Well, it's difficult to address.
it saves us the 10% increase.
Excuse me.
It'll save us the 10% increase.
Well, golly gee, I don't want to do some open forum or not, but when we are arguing that a 5-year contract was entered into that we can't get out of, on one hand, but then on the other hand, let's do a 3-year, save 10%. It's kind of like we're confused. If you're the people with the 5-year contract, you're going, I don't understand. We have a motion on the floor. I've talked more than my allowed now. We have a motion on the floor to approve the renewal of the 1-year contract for Tiger Hawk for IT services. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the renewal of the contract with Tiger Hawk for IT services. All in favor, please say aye. Raise your hand. All opposed, please say no and raise your hand. The ayes have it, the motion carries. Next down on the agenda, I'm sure you're all going to love to talk about this, is we need to schedule our next 2 meetings for the FY 25-26 city budget. We've got to get those issues ironed out. And we have to get an approved budget by whatever that date was, 14th of November. I better write that down so I can remember it. So don't worry about when I can be available. The question is when can the council members be available, the board members be
The
available.
Thursdays, how about a Thursday? I mean, could we sort of got those scheduled out? How that works for everybody? No, it doesn't work for Jason?
Not, we have parent teacher conferences.
Tuesday?
the 28th.
Tuesday.
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
We need to have at least 4 people here, so.
Right.
I think we got it.
Okay. So what's that date?
28th at 6.
October 28th? What time?
6.
6 p.m. May we go ahead and schedule one more meeting between October 28th and November 14th to make sure we get this passed? I
Can we
mean,
do the 4th?
Once we come to a conclusion on the budget, it will be passed by ordinance, so.
yes.
Okay.
And when's the next meeting?
November 6th.
November 6th? Oh,
Yes.
boy.
So you need to have it.
So you kind of need to have it passed by November 6th unless we want to have a special
Unless you
meeting.
want to have a special meeting.
Which if we could do it by the 4th, that would take care of that, right? I'm sure we don't need like more than 2 meetings to cover all this.
I think what's going to happen is we'll have some vigorous discussion on October 28th. I'm not going to downplay this. We have some significant decisions to make on how we're going to address the budget issues that I mistakenly claimed as starting. Those are ending numbers. Those are forecast numbers for 2025. So that includes all the current contractual issues, current staffing, current wages, current benefits, current supplies, equipment, maintenance, the list goes on and on and on. Of course, the biggest one, which our hands are tied on, is the water treatment, wastewater treatment, water distribution, and sewer collection, which without this number does not include all the other information, like utilities, tools, maintenance, equipment maintenance. The list goes on and on. It's a very, very long budget, but we're $848,292 in fixed payments to people services. And that includes $111,614 for chemicals. We just paid $96,468 additional dollars for last year. That was the overreach for chemicals, which should be impacted by the changes we're making and additional changes that George just submitted to DNR. But even that, best case is going to be maybe $60,000 reduction. And if I'm speaking out of key, so to speak, that's what I thought I heard. And it also includes $31,651 for maintenance. I'm not sure where we're at on the maintenance right now, if there was any. They have not billed us any additional for maintenance. So on their side, I think if there was any additional, we probably covered it through one of those individual departments in their maintenance budget line item. So we've got that to deal with. And what happens, we'll go back and look at the numbers real quick, and I'll try to be brief. For these departments, what I was trying to communicate, and maybe I didn't do a very good job, I'm going to do it again. If you look at each one of these individual funds and do a zero based start. In other words, you had no money and you had to earn the money that year to pay for your expenditures. What I was trying to communicate that in general revenue, our revenues are insufficient to cover our expenditures to the tune of $136,000. So if we go with the budget as it's currently structured, at the end of the year, we'll be in negative 136. Now, if you think that's interesting, we're starting the year with a negative 188. So this is not a this year problem. This is a last year problem. And if you go back all the way to 2019 and you do the same thing for every one of these funds, you will find that every year since the 2019-2020 budget, in general revenue and in sewer and in water, I can't say this for gas or electric, we expended more money than we had coming in. So we sold less services and billed and received money from those services. Didn't cover the expenses. And so in general revenue, I'll repeat myself, unless something changes at the end of the year, will be a minus $136,000. In the gas department, the same thing. If you had no beginning balance, and I can go all the way back to 2020 to tell this story of how there was a transfer of funds into the gas department from the receipts of a loan that was made to a local industry to the tune of $660,000. And when that was input that year, it covered the losses. Carried $400,000 over into the next year. And we lost $200,000 that year. It still carried over $200,000 into the following budget year. But guess what? We're out of reserves. The can got kicked so far down the road, it's in our yard. It's not going any further, so we're going to have to fix this no matter what it takes. So gas, if you look at their revenue versus expenses, and there's only $140,000 in here at CapEx, $149,000 for CapEx. We have to buy stuff. It's a non-entity. You use stuff, blah, blah, blah. $139,748 negative. Water, it's the least loser of the losers, negative 35,000. And in sewer, looking at a zero beginning balance, the revenues and expenditures will be at a negative $203,404. So this board is faced with some perhaps difficult solutions. How they may or may not impact our services is unknown at this time. So we'll get together, we'll hatch this out, we'll talk through it, see what we can come up with.
We haven't set a second date.
Say that again?
Did we set 2 days or just one?
We set,
It's the 28th.
We said the 28th, we mentioned the 4th, is the 4th set for everybody, does that work for everybody? 4th works for me.
Say that again.
We said the 28th, and we mentioned the 4th, but have we set that, does the 4th work for everybody?
We hadn't said it, but I'm good with it. That's
Mike?
great.
Yeah.
fourth, or you know,
That was one.
well, the fourth.
Mr. Mayor.
At 6.
Only a board member may recognize a person from the audience and authorize them to speak to the board as a whole,
Penny, would you like
not
to speak?
as an individual.
Thank
I'm sorry, I don't
That's
make the
fine.
rules.
I know
That's the
that.
rules we
I just
adopted.
can't hear what you said. Is it open to the public,
What?
the budget meeting?
Absolutely.
And where are
Here.
they? Okay.
And you're more than welcome to come.
And they'll be posted, they do get posted at normal meetings.
Okay.
We encourage openness. We encourage participation. For those of you who are not familiar with it, we recently passed an ordinance. We recently passed a policy. Our current ordinance does not allow a member in the audience to address the board without permission of one of the board members. And then when you address the board, you have to address the whole board. You can't get into a debate with an individual board member. So we had a number of citizens said, hey, we'd love to come up and, address the board. But we didn't have a mechanism to do it. Now we do. It's stated over there on the wall. And we published it out there on Facebook and some other places, but it's over there on the wall in its entirety. And basically what happens is you come up here when we're having a board meeting, you grab one of those, I don't know what those are, 3x8 pieces of paper, you fill it out and you hand it to the city clerk. And then when we get to that portion of the agenda that allows a public forum, you will be recognized. You'll come up. I think you got 5 minutes to say what it is you got to say. And there are rules of behavior and expectations up there that we would certainly ask everyone to please attempt to adhere to. So that allows members of our public, our voting public, our citizens. If you live here, you can do that. If you don't live here, you have to come to City Hall and ask to be placed on the agenda, and they will ask you what is the subject you wish to address, and then they will put you on the agenda individually, just like they did Kim. Now, Kim could have come up here before the meeting, grabbed one of those, filled it out, gave it to Danette. She would hand it to me, and I would have recognized her. So just so you guys know how that works, that's our attempt to keep the ordinance on the book, but still find a way to allow the public to participate. And I'll stop talking. So we've got the budget stuff set up. Next thing we have on the agenda will be committee reports. The first committee report would be from Planning and Zoning. Moving right along. Next we have on the agenda would be a report from Parks and Recreation Committee.
No report, okay. I was sick and didn't go to the last Parks meeting. I will mention that as the Parks, we're having a small discussion next week. If we haven't set the date yet, I got back to you, but because we're trying to do more detailed review of the Parks budget because it's got the same problem that all the other budgets do.
It does.
Expenses have gone up, and the sales tax revenue has gone down from a couple of previous years, and so there's an imbalance there too. So we're trying to look at that. But, yeah.
If I may expand on that, today, this week, we finalized all of the sales tax revenues received from the state. They are currently input into the budget. And consequently, and unfortunately, it further impacted the parks and recreation sales tax budget. I sent that to Greg Smith, Penny Fulton, and Matt Breen for you being the councilman and the other two being president.
Today you sent
Chair.
that?
Yeah, chair, co-chair.
Okay.
Yeah, it was late.
Okay.
But yeah, so that'll be something you all want to look at. Many of the priority items that the committee had requested are within that budget. We didn't take those out. The three that we did take out, I sat down with Matt, and we reviewed those to make sure that if we had to establish priorities, what they would be. And he said that was consistent. You're not going to have very many dollars left at the end of next year. And the only thing you can do to
At the beginning of next year?
at the beginning of next year.
Okay.
Yeah, you're okay for this year.
Maybe 2025?
Yeah.
Or,
Say it again.
are we at 2025 still? Expenditures?
No, we're 25, 26.
Okay.
We were 24, 25. That ended September 30th. Now we're on 25, 26. And, the expenditures that we expect to spend for the completion of the North Park. But we also included a reimbursement up to the maximum amount that the state, the grant award as a revenue. So.
And Greg, do you understand what line item he's talking about for
Yeah,
us? Okay, when we meet, so I don't take it.
Maybe someone will find a way to mow everything cheaper. I don't know. It's one of those deals. There's things that you have to do, which are needs, and there's things that we want to do, which are wants. And I think we'll be fine on the needs part. I'm not so sure on the wants part, so we'll just have to work our way through it. Okay, next thing we have is the Economic Development Tax Board. Okay. One of the things that we have looked at is one area of improvement in infrastructure over in the industrial park. And I'll talk to you about that separately, Lori, to make you aware what that is, and you can share that with the Economic Development Tax Board and see if that's something they're interested in working with. Administration Committee. Robin's not here tonight. Operations Committee.
Nothing.
Okay. Board of Adjustment. We haven't had any meetings. Okay, we will move along to department reports. Police Department.
That's the report this time, sir.
Oh, very good. Thanks for returning the thumb drive.
You're welcome.
Next we have is Mr. George for water.
I do not have a lot to report. As the mayor alluded to, we are not yet feeding chlorines. We will be feeding them starting next week. And just a point of interest, I did see on Facebook that there's already some people upset. Yeah, that we're feeding chlorines and we haven't started yet. So, but anyway, we'll be starting hopefully next week, if not the week after. We're still
trying to get things installed and waiting on one more piece of equipment to come in. So. But anybody have any questions for me?
I will report that George has been working with us. We've been looking at areas of potential reductions in cost. Every dollar counts. Looking at some of our electric usage and water treatment facilities to see if there's any opportunities there to reduce some of those costs. And he's working with DNR. I've seen was able to read the letter he sent to DNR. They gave him some additional homework to do, including an engineer's participation, to try to reduce the total cost of operations at the water treatment facility. And hopefully, at the conclusion of the emerging contaminant study, we'll be able to bring some positive news back to the board of potential future changes that might be made that could have a significant impact on our water treatment facility. But that is a work in progress, and we're not yet sure how that might play out. Anything else, George?
Nope.
All right. Next thing we have. Thank you, George, very much. I appreciate your help. Next thing we have on the agenda, the electric department.
Did we get their report?
I'm sorry.
Their report?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't have reported. I don't have it. No, I do not.
They didn't provide one.
Okay, well, we'll have a talk about that.
Didn't provide
Aren't they supposed to?
Well, that typically, yes. He stopped by my office today, and we'll talk about it. Okay. Next thing we have will be a presentation by our street department supervisor, Mr. Rodney Osborne.
Just want to let you know, they finished up SAP with the hot mix. It went real good. Did an excellent job. And got a lot of good compliments on it, so that's done. And the only other thing I had was I'd like to get some backhoe tires, and the cheapest quote was from Tri-County Tire and repairing 1,070, and the other two was 1,300, 1320. Monroe Tire, which is the elevator, and Centerville Maintenance, which is Lane Hayes. He sells tractor tires out there.
So you are requesting an expenditure of how much to who?
1,070, Luke Lloyd, Tri-County Tire.
Tri-County?
The two backhoe tires. Back. 1,070.
This expenditure, which would occur in the 2025-2026 fiscal year, is within the budget, the current budget. And like some things and many things, this is not optional.
This is for the backhoe.
Yes. Getting pretty full. We use it about every day. All the time. Had a few flats, but we're getting by. Well, with winter coming, we'll need it.
You need a motion. I make a motion to approve $1,070 to Tri-County Tire for the tires for the backhoe for the street department.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the expenditure of $1,070 for Tri-County Tire for 2 tires for the backhoe for the street department. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve the expenditure of $1,070 for Tri-County Tire for 2 tires for the backhoe for the street department. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, please say no or nay and raise your hand. The ayes have, the motion carries. You got approval.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
When we decide on the dog pound.
okay.
Oh, yeah,
I haven't heard one more about that.
we were gonna get a hold of whoever was doing it on the weekend.
Uh,
The chief was.
Zach was.
I just found out about it yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
I can try to see if Jordan can do it every day. I have not reached out to anybody.
Okay.
I kind of wanted to see where we were at.
I would, Adrian, let's just go ahead and reach out, right? What do you think? Yes, go ahead and reach out. See what you can do.
Perfect.
I'm on the spot.
But you're so good at it.
Yes, please, Kim, would you do that?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Can we back up real quick to some, not the streets, or to something else?
No, that's all I had.
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't know if everybody was aware. McGee, did you want to update everybody and let them know that Larry's back?
Oh, yes. Officer Larry Johnson has returned to work. He's currently on light duty. He's doing wonderfully. He's still, like I said, on light duty until Monroe clears him completely. Looking to be hopefully mid-November when that happens. But everybody's excited to see him, and he's very well back to his old Larry self.
Oh, good.
That's good.
Good. That's great news.
It's a
Yes.
miracle.
Yeah. It is.
That afternoon, this wasn't even on the radar where we're at right now. So it's truly a miracle. I'm so happy for Larry and his family and for everyone and all his friends. I will say something. One of the things that really jumped out at me relative to the street paving program, which the board approved, obviously, was Berkeley and Monroe streets. That just was night and day on those streets. I think those streets had been had not received much attention for a very long time. Is the nicest way I can say it. And
Dover Spur as well.
the Dover Spur is beautiful. They did an outstanding job. I don't know how they do it that well. It was amazing. It was almost like they painted it on instead of applied it. They did Emery Sapling Company did an outstanding job on the paving. That's all there is to it. Next thing we have on the agenda will be building inspector. All right, moving right along. Airport.
A month or so ago, I put a call in or sent an email to MoDOT, the aviation department. Today, I got a reply. They've given me an email or a website to go to for capital improvement planning.
Okay.
For anything that, like resurfacing or repainting the numbers on the runway, or possibly even the beach. Or I'm not sure what all. So I'd like to be able to come to your office sometime and go over this website, you see what we've got to do.
I'm your guy.
All right. So we've had quite a bit of activity this week, and more mowing was done, and we had a lot of compliments on how good it looks out there. For people from New York, Boise, Idaho, Las Vegas, stopping here for our cheaper fuel.
Well, you
Sooner or
know.
later, a high roller is going to come here and like the place and take care of all your budget problems.
Well, I think. We'll tell them to hurry.
We got openings in the industrial park.
We do. We'll make them a deal of a lifetime.
Other than that, that's all I've got.
Well, you know, Rodney came to me and said that he really wanted to mow that area out there we usually do hay in. So I said, okay, if you really got to mow it, Rodney, go ahead.
Well, Mike did, and it's covered in ruts, and I wonder if he's still got his teeth. Because, but he mowed it and did it. It looks excellent.
He does good. He did a good job.
Yeah, we've got a lot of compliments on the way the airport looks. So
Well, you
I
know,
compliment you guys. You do a good job.
when people fly in here, regardless of what their motivation is, we have the van. People will take the van, they'll come to town, they'll rent a hotel and spend the night. They'll go out to Mark Twain, spend a few dollars perhaps, but hopefully decide that they'd like to come back and visit more often. We would certainly encourage that. But when you fly into an airport, just like when you go to a golf course, or you drive down Main Street, whatever you see, that's your perception of that city. That's your perception of that town. And whenever and wherever we can, we want to try to present our best appearance, our best face, if you will, to anyone that comes to our city. So moving right, and thank you, Dell, for all that you do. I appreciate it. Next thing we have on the agenda will be Mosswood. What we have is the contract for Mosswood. Is that correct? Are we going to talk about that?
Well, that was the next thing in the street.
Where was that at in there?
It was right after the street.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna talk, so.
Well, I tell you what, you're free to tell me I've made a mistake. So, okay, let's back up for a second on street. On the street department, we currently are online bidding on a F550.
F-550.
Come on up here and tell the story.
F-550 with the snowplow. It's a 2017. We're currently bidding on it. So, yeah, I had to do it.
Did you say you were currently bidding on it?
Yes,
There you go.
absolutely. What when we went over the capital spending plan for the street department, which is supported by general revenue, we tentatively approved, I believe, it was $80,000 for a one-ton truck, and the purpose of that truck is to replace the existing one-ton truck with a snowplow and spreader on it. This truck comes with a snowplow.
Even better.
And that's no two for it.
And
Wow.
tell them about MoDOT. You call and talk to the mechanic, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I know a lot of them. I talked to both mechanics, especially the one I'm making. Yeah, I had no trouble with it. I know they're well maintained. They got a schedule and the oil changes like 4,000 miles. So he said they just did a tune-up on a certain truck. So the only thing that's wrong with it that he knows is the air conditioning. So and that's a weakness all in the thing. And I said, what would it take to fix it? He said, less than $500. I said, okay, that ain't a deal breaker. Yeah, it comes with the snowplow, aluminum beds, which is nice.
A dump bed.
And it's a dump bed, 9 foot. It's bigger than the one we got. Because our old tank truck is a problem.
So I think when we first began discussing this, we were looking at around 80 total, is what we thought we could find one for used. But that 80 didn't include the snowplow. My recollection is right. So we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll get it
Hopefully
for
we get it half price.
at least half price, because golly gee, that'd be a little bit of money we don't have to
Right.
figure out how to deal with or manage.
And it's close.
Very close,
Yeah.
very close.
I'm gonna go take a look at it.
Yeah, be able to test drive it.
It's supposed to be down.
So is the heat a separate blower? Is the heat a separate blower on those?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's a very different motor. It is.
Probably the same one does both.
Typically, but on a big truck though, you never know.
Yeah. But,
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, we'll see what happens. November 4th, we'll know for sure. And then help me out a lot.
Well, yeah, we'll just keep an eye on it.
I've been watching it pretty close.
What would we put in for a max?
31.
Okay.
It's just nice.
You just said it out loud.
Excuse me?
Do we really want to give our max out loud?
No, all these sites are like that. And here's what happens. If you don't do that, you have to be sitting there paying attention to what's going on every day, all day long. Or at least the last day, you're going to be watching it from that morning at 7 o'clock until whenever the bidding ends to make sure you get it. But if you put in a max bid amount, what it does is it's in $500 increments on a vehicle, on an item that costs that much. And so if Frank bids $25,000, we come in at $25,500 automatically, all the way up to our maximum bid. Is there the potential for fraud or something? Of course there is. Everything that you do on the internet's open for fraud.
Do they do soft closes on those?
Say it again.
Do they do a soft close on those? If somebody bids in the last few seconds, they.
It's
Oh,
all-
yeah, they'll add 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The stuff we sold, I've watched a couple of them sell 5 minutes. One of them, they did like 5 minutes. They get everything.
So they don't let somebody come in there and do that little snipe that everybody tries to do on eBay or whatever, where you like move it up like $1, right?
And so they'll add 5 minutes. I watched that, one of them, and they kept adding 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Oh, yeah.
But
We,
you have your maximum allowable, so, yeah.
You got your maximum. And
Yeah,
well, we did okay on the Victoria, on the Crown Vic
yeah.
with Purple Wave. We did really good on all the equipment we sold on Purple
really
Wave.
did. I mean,
So far,
city stuff, we did really good.
we've had a good experience.
I think that's professional taking them pictures and putting them on everything on there. Yeah, we've had pretty good luck.
All right. Next thing on the agenda is Mosswood. What we have in front of us is contract for provision of service between the City of Monroe City and Mosswood Golf and Recreation Association, and it appears that we're going to be approached by Ms. Pennyfold.
Good evening. Well, there was a lot of talk about budget, so this is kind of, awkward, but, I'm coming, to represent Mosswood and, its neighbors, the subdivision out there.
Oh, you're the subdivision too?
Yes, the
You got
subdivision.
promoted.
Yeah, we've got some members over here, someone had to leave, but, we are, basically, wanted to talk about the need to sustain and help our golf course out. And you guys do a wonderful job. The mowers are out there all the time. They keep the trash done. But our golf course is basically our backyard. And the lake needs to be maintained. And our golf course is buried under with other things that they also have to do. So I was hoping that maybe we could get some support with the city crew in the summer to help maybe weed eat and do the chemicals and maybe take some of that load off of the golf course. It needs water, and I know you're gonna have to help me with that. The water, I think we can pump, from the creek.
Right now, the creek pump is broken, and we put an order in, Carrier came up, I don't think it's been addressed yet. Have you seen anything on that, George? I think Carrier has. Needs a coupling, it's one of the old pumps that came out of the old water plant that was out there. You don't know the age of it, it's older than anybody in here, probably. But anyways,
Good quality, huh?
just needs a coupling, needs to be addressed. We're not out of water at that lake, but we'd like to put some water in that lake. And George helped us out with that, getting the water back into the lake. We're pumping basically out of the creek.
Cool.
The DNR gave us approval to use that water. It comes from your magnificent sewer plant. And pump back in there. And we were doing good till about August.
Okay.
Quit raining.
So we need to find someone to come out and do some maintenance on the pump.
Quick fix is what I think it is. Have you seen it?
I have not.
Yeah. And we'd love to have that done. We've got an unbelievable algae problem out there. And
We have had both lakes.
yeah,
You do?
we've kind of addressed that. We've got a fella here in town that seed house out here, Shelby Davis's husband.
Okay.
It's in the business of treating ponds, lakes. He's got a drone. Can't hardly get a boat in it. George just attempted it. I've attempted it. We got a late start this year, but it's just an unbelievable algae problem. And our filtration screen down there with our sprinkler system, it won't handle it. So we dig that thing out twice a day. It's getting pretty old doing that. But I think that's going to get addressed next year, but it's going to cost some money. And right now, the city's allowing us $25,000 a year, and we'd like to see you do that still. And our cost, like
anybody else's costs that went outside. We're not asking for anything more, we just want you to sustain what you're doing. And we're gonna address those problems ourselves. The guy's quote was $500 an application to treat that 20-acre lake, which I thought was, George, you asked me, is that pretty reasonable?
It is, yeah, per application.
Yeah.
Yes, we had him, kill off the lily pads down at, South Lake, and he did a
What's
wonderful
it
job.
like good now? What's it look like?
Yeah, it does not look good, but,
It's really bad.
it doesn't look like that now.
Now,
It's worse than
and
that now.
the secret of that is, if the lake is full, you don't have so much algae, you know. Right now, we're about 2.5 foot down. And obviously with more water in it, you know, the less shoreline's gonna be exposed, so. There you go. And we'll let Penny move on here.
Well, we just, it's very important, it's a, it's our backyard,
It
we
looks-
want to keep,
Looks bad right
it
now.
looks bad right now. But also, we're here to support Mosswood, Golf Course because it needs, like you say, we've had that budget forever. We was hoping to get a little bit more out of that budget. Sounds like things are pretty, which we're getting there, right? Or at least we know, where we're at, right?
We sure do.
And we just have to work ahead from
We
there.
know what we are.
So, we're just asking you to keep us in mind out there and in the budget if at all possible, and any help that you could give these guys with the lake, they just don't have time where they're trying to get all kinds of things that need replaced, and work on, et cetera. And I think our electricity is over, but we've had the same electricity budget for a long, long time, and rates obviously have gone up, so we're asking that you pay that, extra if you can.
Isn't that what is the overage?
$2,176.86.
How much?
$2,176.86.
We'll just take the meter out.
Yeah, that would work.
Some flashlights.
Yeah.
Soil improvement.
I think someone took the meter out over on, right across from the ball field over on
It was a great idea, you don't want to pay the bill. But you mentioned something very important, the people driving into the airport, how it looks. We've got thousands of people that come down Highway 36. Some of them don't golf, but they see that fountain running out there, that golf course in that lake. I know it burns a lot of juice, but it also turns them into that city right there, and they want to see that golf course. And they ride in that drive, and they drive down that pretty neighborhood, and then they see that Lake Mosswood, drive around that cul-de-sac. Right now, there's one kid geese out there on it, hiding all the algae. It looked pretty bad. But we've got people we've had a lot of lake traffic this year, probably more so than we've had in the last couple of years. And the place looks pretty good. We had a little setback with our greens this year, but talk about out-of-towners coming. We've had a lot of out-of-town people this year. And we're pretty proud of that place out there. And we're not asking for any more yet. But we will. Just asking for we appreciate everything you do.
Absolutely.
I'll speak for everybody, but we're no different than any other golf course. Golf has boomed here lately, but we need to keep let's just say we need to keep vaccinating ourselves and keep going here where we're going out there. And George and Rodney both have been big help to us, even though we got to come out and get a work order instead of just holler at them. We don't mind doing that. That's part of the deal. But those two things there, if we could get that budget back to where it was from last year, get our utility bill, this is the first year we ran over on our utility bill. That's basically because you all raised the rates, I believe. I can't believe we used any more electricity than we did the year before. We actually had a little wet spell in June and July where we weren't pumping as much. And it just happened to be right there at the end there, late July and August, when we started throwing some water at that place. It looks beautiful right now, but we're gonna need your support. And we're not asking for anything any different than we always did. We just want you to keep us right there where we were at. And we need these two guys to help us out, just like they used to. And we need to do something different. Let us know. I mean, we cut our cost, and we got about every volunteer hour out of me they're gonna get.
I've been told that.
Yeah. And I'm not just the only one. I mean,
No, you're not.
and we're on the right track out there. Like I said, we've got a lot of people that turned in there to see that place. We got a lot of people from out of town to come play that place. We haven't had anybody land out there that place yet. They land there and cool it off. They do. They sure do.
Well, let me just tell you, we have a spirit tree that brings a lot of traffic down
And,
through there all the time.
but I think we can solve those problems together. And it's not so much that we're asking for more. We just need to keep it safe.
Well, luckily for you, we have in front of us the contract. Now,
And we don't want to have to come up here every year or next week. We want you to cut us a check tonight.
so this is on the agenda, correct?
Yeah.
Mosswood. So what you have in front of you is a duplicate of last year's contract. Nothing's changed.
Are you on budget the same as last year? Did we redo our dates with this one? It was originally like July to June, but now I think it goes with the city's.
That was done on purpose.
Okay.
That was done on purpose to align
Yeah.
our agreement with them to coincide for our fiscal year. That way, it's just a lot simpler.
Right, and I understand, I was just bringing that up, because that's not the only change.
You know, the golf course has, well, the Mosswood Golf Association has several members, multiple members that put in a great deal of time and money, their own money, into the golf course. I wish, as every municipality that has a golf course or owns a golf course, I'm sure they wish it would be able to support itself in its entirety. You know, it'd be great, but that's not typical, and I'm aware of that. So consequently, what we have is the contract. What we need to do is to have a motion to approve the contract to get this process started.
And we currently got this in our budget
It's
for the year, so this is already
it's in the parks. It's in the parks budget. The parks sales tax fund is exactly what it sounds like. There's a sales tax that provides revenue for the purpose of maintaining parks and recreation. The amounts shown in this contract are currently in that budget.
So, but if we increased our utility rate, we didn't increase this allowance for this stuff.
No.
Well, they proposed, and they're the ones that brought us.
Okay.
And I believe the only rate increase was to our electric, utility fees.
Yeah.
Well, it used to be $12.50, $13, and we took it to $23.
Correct. Although the
Rate change.
the base rates or whatever have increased.
Yes, so it'd be- yeah.
And that's based on
And that's,
our
yeah,
charge.
that's not like.
Yeah, it's based on what
That's
we have to pay for
yeah,
electricity.
but it is, that has been increased.
So no changes to the cost of the contract. I don't know if this is relative to what you just said, Tom, but we do not intend to enter into multi-year contracts with anyone in the future. The Missouri Constitution specifically says you may not do so without the voter approval. However, I cannot explain to you why we're in a 5-year contract with someone else. That's neither here nor there. In the future, we decide not to do that. We're still stuck in some that were done prior to this administration. So what I need is a motion to approve the contract for provision of services between the city of Monroe City and the Monroe Golf and Recreation Association.
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion on the floor. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second on the floor to approve the contract for provision of services between the city of Monroe City and the Mosswood Golf and Recreation Association. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay and raise your hand. The ayes have it. The motion carries.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for all that you do.
Yep. Thanks a lot.
We do appreciate it. I'm sure you don't believe it, but we do.
We what?
We do appreciate it.
Yeah. George's gonna be out in the morning to fix that pump, right?
I don't think George cost extra money.
No water, no from the creek.
There you go. We'll figure it out. Okay, moving right along. The pool, nothing.
I think we could probably take it off the list until next season.
We can. Okay, in here we have, next is a presentation of bills and approval of payments. A single page.
Black and Beans, is that still the part of the work they did for us for the water plant?
That should be the last one to answer your questions, yes.
What's the park tank service? The
Where you-
third to the last.
Where you at?
The third to the last on the utility service company for the water department.
That's water tower maintenance, that's your annual
Okay, that's the annual contract.
contract with them.
The water tower for sale on Facebook, Marketplace.
That's unusual.
I make a motion to approve the accounts payable for October 23rd, 2025.
We have a motion on the floor to approve the bills payable for October 2023, 2025. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion second on the floor to approve bills payable for October 2025, October 23, 2025. All in favor, please say aye and raise your hand.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay or no and raise your hand. Ayes have it. The motion carries. The bills are approved. Okay, unfinished business. Be there any unfinished business for this board to discuss this time?
We need to approve that utility payment.
What are we looking for, May?
Oh.
That is part,
7,700, was that the supplies?
yeah, that's stuff for the chlorine dioxide.
I don't know. She asked for us to abate it. That was the request. We're going back a
Also,
little
we
bit.
discussed that in the budget.
Huh?
So we discussed that.
You
in
want to
the
discuss that during the budget
Yeah.
deliberations, whether or not you will abate the old regional utilities from Mosswood? Very good.
I think so.
Very good. All right. Be there any other business? Anything else? All right. right, if that's the case, we will now move into closed session. Pursuant to RSMO 610.021, 1 and 3. Confidential or privileged communications between a public governmental body and its representatives and its attorneys and hiring, firing, disciplining, or promoting of particular employees by a governmental body when personal information about the employees discussed or recorded.
Folks, to go into closed session.
Was there a first and second?
No. Need a motion to go into closed session. We have a motion and second to go into closed session. All in favor?
We got that by voice.
Alderman Osborne?
Yes.
Alderman Saunders?
Yes.
Alderman Cannon? Yes. Alderman Smith?
Yes.
Alderman Schneider?
Yes.
John, they can stay here if they need to.
All right, I'll make it sit out by the library.
That's fine.